Hello to my dearest returning subscribers and anybody who is new here. As always, I appreciate it very much when you click on one of my videos. It means a lot to me. It tells me that you enjoyed my hard work. The time this video is up, I should see that my channel is near 200 subscribers. If not, we already passed that milestone. I honestly never in the 2 to 3 years that I've been posting on YouTube ever thought that I would get that many subscribers. I thank each and every single one of you. I will never take that for granted. With that out of the way, let's address the two elephants that are in the room. For one, this is the first time I have ever narrated any of my videos on this channel. My subscribers would definitely know that I have never done that up until this point. You may have heard my voice here and there when I talk to people, but that's just about it. It's the first time for everything. Am I right? The second thing that needs to be addressed is that this video is very different, as it will not be discussing anything transit related at all, but instead talks about something somewhat personal to me. So if you're interested, keep watching. This video is going to talk about something called autism. We will discuss what autism is, how I cope with it, how it affects me in my personal, social, and professional life on a day-to-day basis. This video should also hopefully clear any possible misconceptions to anyone who doesn't know what autism is, or if you want a better understanding of it. If you know what autism is, then that's excellent. But for those who don't know what it is, or have a difficult time understanding what it is, or have any misconceptions about what it is, then hopefully this video will clear some things up for you. I do want to mention that yes, I have autism. I was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder by the NYU Child Study Center hundreds of years ago in 2009. I went to a school for children and teens with autism called Gersh Academy and graduated in 2017 with a Regents diploma. The format of this video will be more of a Q&A type video where I'm given a few questions and I answer them. Before we jump in, I want to give two disclaimers. Number one, this video is not by any means putting certain groups of people down or meant to be taken as condescending or offensive in any way, shape, or form. Please do not take offense to this video. It is not meant to hurt anyone. Also, with having autism myself, I have no business putting others down in the first place. The second disclaimer is that the upcoming information is all based on my experiences and certain things may not be applicable for others. Everyone is different. So with that out of the way, let's get started with the first question. Question number one, what is autism? Looks like we're going to start this video with an easy question. Autism, otherwise known as autism spectrum disorder or ASD for short, is a developmental disability in which people may show repetitive behaviors, difficulty in coping with change or disruption within routine, sensory issues, speech difficulties or trouble with communication skills, difficulties with understanding social cues, etc. The list literally goes on for a while. The word spectrum is included in its name for a reason. The reason being that the autism spectrum has different levels of functioning. It's somewhat like a meter or a scale of some kind. There are some people who are at the high end of the meter, like me. These people are highly intelligent and very functional. Then you have the others who gravitate towards the low end of the meter. These people are still very intelligent in their own way, but they have more complications in speech and behavioral patterns. Question number two, in what ways has autism affected you positively and negatively? Here are a few ways autism has affected me positively. Number one, autism makes me special and unique. It makes me different and not want to be like anyone else. Autism makes up a huge part of who I am, and I'm really not mad about it. I can either learn to deal with it and accept myself for who I am and not care about what other people think, or I can be constantly insecure to the point where my entire world revolves around what others think about me. I refuse to go with the latter. Number two, other people have looked to me as a role model for their children, from people I know to downright strangers. It's amazing to know that somebody somewhere looks up to you and wants to be successful just like you. It feels great knowing that you're the light at the end of somebody's tunnel. That's something to never forget and to be very proud of. Now, here are a few ways it has affected me negatively. Number one, being on the spectrum has its own set of microaggressions. Microaggressions are comments and actions aimed at a marginalized group of people that is often unintentionally prejudiced. Common microaggressions towards people on the spectrum include being looked at as if we're a threat, being called weird and crazy, assuming we're on the low end of the spectrum and treating us like children. This list goes on for probably miles, but I just can't think of any more right now. Number two, people are more likely to get irritated with me when I don't understand certain things they say. This is another microaggression, in my opinion, because you are expecting me to understand the first few times to say something to me. I'm not like other people, and you may have to explain something to me in a way to help me understand what you're saying. If you want me to get on the same page as you, that's something you may have to do. Getting irritable and snapping at me is not the way to do it, and I will get insulted very, very quickly. Question number three, at what age did you find out you have autism and how? As I stated before in the intro, I was diagnosed by the NYU Child Study Center in 2009. I was 11 years old at the time of my diagnosis. My mom had always known that something was different about me, and she had done research on what autism is and had suspected I had it. She fought tooth and nail, facing many failed attempts to get me a diagnosis. We officially found out when we had gone to NYU Child Study Center and I had tests done. Question number four, what are some thoughts or feelings that you faced when you found out? Did you have a hard time accepting that you had autism? Did you feel differently? I didn't have any negative feelings towards my diagnosis at all. As long as I wasn't in any pain and wasn't physically suffering, I'm good. I didn't have a hard time accepting my diagnosis at all either. It was the answer to a lot of questions and speculations. I didn't feel any different once I was diagnosed either. I felt that still as a human being, I deserve the same treatment and respect as other people, and I still feel that way today. I'm special, but at the same time, I'm not. Question number five, what are some limitations and challenges you face at school or work? Some challenges I face in my early years are, of course, learning and implementing appropriate behaviors in public settings. I would always go on a long tangent about things that interested me, such as the subway and other things that I found a huge fixation in at the time. I would show constant repetitive behaviors and poor communication skills. I would always repeat things that I heard from TV shows such as SpongeBob to other people when communicating. I never understood the concept of there's a time and a place for certain things, and I was constantly judged every time I would show those behaviors. Being judged was and kind of still is one of my biggest insecurities. As I got older and matured, and with constant authoritative guidance throughout my childhood, I slowly started to understand why certain behaviors were not appropriate for certain situations. When I was younger, like any child, it always felt like the adults who played a big part in my life were trying to take away my freedom and not let me be myself, the oddball that I was born to be. But now that I'm older, I see that in no way were the adults around me tried to take away my uniqueness and censor me. But it was to avoid facing certain microaggressions and potentially being taken advantage of. Yeah, it's a very sad thing to realize when you truly take the time to think about it, but this is the scary reality we live in. Seeing how just showing certain behaviors can make you a target for being manipulated. With the help of the speech and language therapeutic services that my school have provided, constant parenting, and the help of CUSAC's social skills group, which I have been attending since 2010, I have become what I can truly say is my best self. I'm a much better person than I was years ago. Question number six, how has autism made you even more special? Autism has made me special by being able to learn things that other people would have no interest in learning. Autism, in my opinion, plays a big role in my love for the NYC transit system. I started learning and studying the system and the maps at the age of 4 years old, something other children would not normally do. Now, at 23 years old, I can tell people how to travel to most places throughout the system in the city without having to look at a map. Traveling throughout the city does not intimidate me in the slightest. If anything, it excites me. I also like to use logic when traveling as well, using certain subway lines as landmarks to determine if I'm going the right way or not, etc., etc. Tell me how many New Yorkers possess that skill. Go ahead, I'll wait. Another skill that I possess is being able to recite videos I've seen off various platforms verbatim, like TV shows, YouTube videos, and TikTok videos if I put in the time and effort to memorize the dialogue. At the end of the day, who needs TV when you have me, right? Question number 7. Any tips or words of encouragement for anyone who just received an official diagnosis? First of all, this is nothing to be scared of. Autism is not a disease. It is not life-threatening either. You can take a deep breath of relief now and relax. Also, just because you now have a diagnosis, it doesn't mean that it's going to impact your life in a negative way. It's not all bad. These are the cards you were dealt with when you were born, and now you have to figure out how to play the hand. Simple as that. Second thing is to not get discouraged no matter how difficult things may seem. I'm addressing both the person diagnosed and the caregiver. Don't feel ashamed about it either. Autism is nothing to be ashamed of, just like the color of your skin, your race, ethnic background, etc., etc. This is what you were born with. You were born to stand out and you were given the potential to make a difference in people's lives. You got this. You have the ultimate potential to make life drop to its knees and bow to you. You have the power and the potential to conquer and enjoy life at its fullest, just like any and everybody else. It may take you a few extra steps to get there, but you will get there, period. No ifs, ands, buts, and definitely no excuses. Now get out there right now and kick some butt, soldier. Do you hear me? Move! Question number 8, the last question of this video. What kind of support do you think people with autism need? First of all, hands down, parental support is absolutely necessary at all times. Support is needed from parents or any other caregiver. It is needed from family, friends, teachers, and or anyone else in their life giving words of encouragement and exercising patience. With people on the autism spectrum, the worst thing you can do is to lose patience. Even if we display short patience ourselves, you lose your patience with us, we will shut down and will go nowhere fast, and nothing will get solved. So just stay calm and try to think of a way to teach us things to make the learning experience a fun time for everyone. With the proper support and assistance, you'll make it. We'll all make it. If there are any programs to help you or your loved one improve on certain things, get them. People with autism need continuous guidance and assistance with a lot of things throughout the course of their lifetime. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do not feel ashamed at knowing you need these services and support because it will benefit you and them in the long run. Now, I think this is where I'm going to end the video and say thank you all so much to those who decided to watch this anyway. This video means a lot to me and I really hope you enjoyed this as much as I did making it. I also hope that this video has taught you a few things as well. As always, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video with a family member, a friend, or even your worst enemy so they too can have a better understanding of what autism is and hearing this story come from a person on the spectrum. And leave a comment if you have something preferably and especially nice to say, because this is a very touchy topic for me. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so you will be notified whenever I upload new content. Let me know down in the comments if you have autism, you know somebody with autism, or if you are a parent of someone with autism and we can have a chat. If you don't feel comfortable sharing this in the comments, feel free to send me a DM in my Instagram, which will be listed in the description box down below. However, please keep the conversations appropriate and let's respect each other's personal beliefs, experiences, and boundaries. I want this to be a safe environment for everyone and allow people to feel comfortable with letting their guard down. In the meantime, you do not want to miss out on anything considering I have more NYC transit content coming out in the near future. I have tons of videos that I do not want any of you to miss out on, so make sure you are subscribed. And with all that being said, I shall see you in my next video. Bye-bye.